Welcome back to another movie review with Inside Out 2. I know by myself, Zach still isn't here. We haven't worked out our schedules yet to be filming at the same time, and I don't want to wait too long for this. So I'm by myself again, unfortunately. But Inside Out 2, it's good. Is it great? I don't know. I think it's pretty good. Sum it up, it was funny, but not as emotional as the first one. But I would say I enjoyed it. It was very quick. It was only an hour and a half, and it felt, I guess, the pacing was perfect, I guess. I wasn't really bored at any points, but it was a really quick going movie. As you guys know, more emotions, anxiety, embarrassment, envy, boredom, and a little bit of nostalgia, but that's more of gags, not like an actual emotion in there. The point of the movie is to find Riley's self-worth, and Joy sees it one way, anxiety sees it another way, and they kind of clash for a little bit when the anxiety and new emotions come in, and then they realize that these core emotions are not what Riley needs. Well, that's what anxiety says. And so they kind of, as you see in the trailer, they kind of bottle them up and throw them out in the back. And you can kind of see that as when anxiety's there, and then her and Joy were like kind of going back at each other, like saying what Riley should do. And you can see that because she was going through puberty and it caused a huge thing in Riley's mind. You can see that Joy was not handling the situation correctly. Anxiety for that short period was. I was kind of annoyed with Joy, which was, I was surprised, like, you're doing it wrong. Like, it's not how you should do stuff when you're with new people, and I enjoyed that a lot. I was like, okay, so this is why she needs new emotions. Obviously, puberty is a whole bunch of things, and it was very relatable. Not being a girl in 13, but just going through puberty and understand like how you're like with your parents and how emotional you are, and you just hate the world for the most part. So I think they did a great job at that. I think the movie did a great job handling each emotion. There's, 4 new emotions? Like, they handled it perfectly. Everyone got their part. They represented the emotion pretty well. Boredom was funny. Envy was interesting. She was okay. I don't know if she represented the emotion like exactly how envy should be, but people love embarrassment. He had a good little character arc throughout the movie. And this movie is way more funny than the first one, from what I remember. Not as emotional. It's not as impactful. There will be some spoilers in here, I guess. What this movie does very well, it shows like when emotions are unchecked, how things can spiral out of control. So when Joy and them are gone, we're seeing anxiety fully take over, like a full dictatorship, and she's controlling everything about Riley, like trying to plan for the future, and that's what creates anxiety and not thinking about the present, enjoying the present, and losing like the joy of hockey. That's what was happening to Riley, and she was too focused on making the team, and she was, she's losing her best friends. She's trying to make new friends. Like, it's true. Like, when you're going to high school, you get to deal with all that and more. Like, Riley felt like a person. Like an actual person, not just like someone like a Power Rangers, how they're like, I'll move the arm, move the leg. Like, that's how the first one felt a little bit. Obviously, she's like a child. So this one, like, you could tell like she's a human being. She's making her own choices for the most part. Like, the emotions, like, why did she do that? Why did she do that? And it was nice seeing like she has her own control, and they kind of just influence her a little bit rather than just taking full control of her body. It was nice to see that like near the end of the movie, when anxiety realized that they need all the emotions to work together, she was telling Joy that like we can't pick and choose what we give Riley, basically, and then Joy realized it, because from the first movie and on, like, they were always taking on the bad memories and throwing them out to the back of the mind, and then they come back and see where her self-worth was. It was a huge fucking Mount Everest pile of emotions, and she felt bad, so she took out the new anxiety Riley, and then boom, they got basically all of Riley, like being selfish. I'm a good person. I'm a winner. I'm a whatever. They got all of Riley at near the end of the movie. So she was fully herself, and they could finally work as a team. The emotions have their own emotions, and then Joy's really going through her because all the other emotions are relying on her to make the decisions and figure out what's going on. And she finally has her breakdown. Like, I can't. You know how hard it is to be happy all the time, and it's like you guys are always complaining, and then she kind of just like breaks down, and then anger takes over and like lifts her up, and finally they find a plan to get back. So it was nice to see that like Joy have her like character moment finally. Joy had a very interesting line. She said, I don't know how to handle anxiety. Maybe as you get older, you experience less joy. I was like, damn. There's like little kids next to me just like, no idea what's going on. I'm like, you don't understand that. That means something to me. So it was nice to see that. That was a good line. And actually my favorite parts is like with the parents' emotions, when it goes into the parents' heads. Like, that's the one, because I guess they're older, so I relate more to it. But they like those are really funny. I always enjoy when they go to mom or dad's head or someone else's head. Like, they're always like very funny. The thing about this movie is like the Pixar's humor is like perfect. Like, they're always really good. Like, they're not like other movies where they just try to, like Bad Boys, my last review, where they're just spamming jokes. This one was actually really funny about most of the time. When it wanted to be funny, it was really funny. At the end of the day, I recommend this movie. I give this movie a whopping 8.5 out of 10. I know people were giving it a 9 out of 10 or a 10 out of 10, like most of my friends. I enjoyed it. I just think there It's a little bit less impact, a little bit less memorable for me as the first one. But I still really enjoyed it. I would recommend seeing it in movie theaters. See it in IMAX. Why not? It has some good music, and it's good animations. That should be everything. Thank you for watching. And I'll see you guys in the next one. Thank you.